Hello, wealthy, successful, money making traders. This is your trader's friend. Thank you for joining me tonight for another video. I'm so glad you've chosen to be with me. Before you, you have the Euro USD on the 5-minute time frame and the Euro USD on the 1-minute time frame. And I'm going to talk to you about both last night's price action and tonight's price action, simply because for me a lot of times I find that the Asian session is the hardest for me to trade, especially on a smaller time frame. So I'm going to show you what it is that I do in the market. And this is the thing, guys, there is only one real truth in the market, only one, and that real truth is that there is no absolute in the market. And while the market may have worked like this yesterday, then you'll see that tonight the setup was different, and tomorrow night it may be range bound. So there is no absolute in the market. You just have to trade what you see. But you can see that we're coming towards the end of the old market day, and now you can see where we have this very clear advantage. And this is where your stop loss goes initially, once you get the break and close above that candle. Now this is on the 5-minute time frame, and I'm going to show you this very same price action on the 1-minute time frame. And you can see you're in that trade as long as you don't get a breaking close back below that candle. Now this is where you're going to move your stop loss. You're going to move your stop loss now below this candle, and you can make this your hard stop now below this candle, and this can be your moving stop. And you can see that you got into this period of a very, very long, boring market. But what you had is what I call funny steps. As long as you don't get a break and close back below the big pink candle, you are still in that trade. And you can see how that was challenged more than once before you got your next spurt of energy. And I find a lot of times during the Asian session, for me, the spurt of energy, they're few and far between, and then you don't seem to get a whole lot during that session. But you can see you still have the steps, but they're more funny steps, because you have a walkway here and you have a longer walkway there, and you continue to move. Sorry, I guess I should have been doing it this way. You continue to move the stop loss, and I didn't move it under this candle, under the big pink candles, but you can see your stop loss doesn't move at all. And this is something, and I had it on my other chart, so I deleted that chart and had to make another one. But you'll see that you have a bullish triangle that was formed yesterday. Once you got to this stop loss, you can see that you never did get the break. Well, briefly you did, the break and close below this candle, but I don't think that we got a break and close below that. No, we didn't. There we are. Now that's right. But you can see we formed a bullish triangle here, and you can see how we got the nice bullish breakout. So at this point, you want to move your stop loss onto this candle, because before there was no reason to move it from the previous candle. And you can see that you're going to continue to move your stop loss until you eventually lose that advantage. And you can see we finally got, I guess I should move the black line before I try to move the red line, since it's about the same color as the candle. But you can see we eventually got this break and close below this moving stop. Now it's time for you to exit that trade. But if you notice, we are moving in a bullish fashion, because we're beginning to get a series of higher lows. You come back to retest this 50 period SMA, You get a bounce off, it's time to re-enter. Why? Because you're going back in harmony with that overall trend. Let's take a look at this price action on the 1 minute time frame. Now, this is that same price action on the 1 minute time frame. You can see that a lot of times, and this is what makes this market more difficult to trade if you're trying to trade on the 1 minute time frame. Once you get that advantage, then it's a good idea to go ahead and move up to the 5 minute time frame. And let me show you why. Because a lot of times you'll see, especially if you're trying to do the in on the 50, out on the 50, you're in and out of the 50, you're in and out of the 50, and you're in and out of the 50, you're back over the 200, and price just kind of whipsaws you back and forth. So you can see you don't have as much of an advantage trading this market as you do on the 5 minute time frame. So I went a little bit further than I intended to, but you get the idea. You can see the price action there. So it can be more confusing if you're trying to trade this on the 1 minute time frame as opposed to the 5 minute time frame. Now let's take a look at tonight's price action. That's still last night's. Okay. Got way too many charts. Bingo. Now we're getting to where it is that I wanted to get to. And I took maybe, I think it was 5 trades on this one tonight. And you can see that we didn't have any kind of traditional steps or anything. Now, in last night's price action, you saw we had the funny forex steps where you had the step, then you had the long walkway before you were able to continue on in that trend. Tonight, you don't really have that. I got stopped out of this 3 times, I think, 2 times with just a little bit of profit and 1 time at break even. But you can see we don't have the traditional steps going on here. What you have is more of a series of lower highs, and you are looking to take trades in harmony with that trend. Now here, that is, you have the rejection here off the 50. This is where that stop loss goes, and this is my real moving stop loss. Once I get to this place and I can move my stop loss again, now this becomes my hard stop loss. And during the Asian session, I'm much more careful. Once I get into a pretty good profit, or once price is moved enough, I go ahead and move to break even, period. That's how I get stopped out at break even or a few pips or whatever the case is. But once you get into that trade, you can see it flows pretty good. But your price action will come back to retest and close. And I got stopped out here tonight. Got back in on this candle. And you can see price just does not flow nearly as well in that market. So when price isn't trending in a step manner, then what you're looking to do, you are looking to take trades in harmony with that overall short-term trend. And this is very short-term trading, and you can see tonight it was the same thing on the 1 minute time frame. You didn't really have the advantage that you did on the 5 minute time frame. And I don't know if you noted the price action last night on the 1 minute time frame. You can see that the 200 SMA was showing a really good trending place. But you can see here where you got the little break, and it wasn't really significant tonight below left 50 SMA before you got into the new market. You came back to re-challenge that. If you've done the in on the 50, out on the 50 thing, you can see that you just ended up losing money or breaking even or whatever. And like I said, I actually got stopped out 3 times before price did what it was that it needed to do. But the advantage that I found when I was trading tonight is that price was actually trending in a more bearish fashion. I was making a series of lower highs. I was also at a place where I was below my moving averages. But you can see I came back to retest that resistance before price continued to fall in a more bearish fashion. Guys, I just want to remind you that you can absolutely do this. You can be successful at Forex. Have a terrific pip filled trading week.